Welcome back. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi returned back home on Saturday night after attending Baghdad Conference for Cooperation and Partnership. Addressing the opening session of the conference, the head of state stressed Egypt's full appreciation to the great achievements made in Iraq under the leadership of Iraqi President Barham Saleh and Iraqi Prime Minister Mustafa al-Khadimi. President al-Sisi also praised the great role played by the Iraqi army and police to eradicate terrorism in the country. The president also expressed Egypt's keenness on helping Iraq regain its active regional role. Addressing the conference, President Sisi stressed Egypt's refusal to all kinds of foreign interventions in Iraq and said any violations of its lands were illegitimate and against all international laws. Sisi called on all world powers to respect Iraqi people's choices. Wrapping up his address, President Sisi conveyed a message to the Iraqi people, calling on them to defend their country against dangers and to cooperate in its reconstruction process, as well as practice their political rights, participating in the upcoming parliamentary elections due on the 10th of October. The conference tackled means of solving the regional crises to pave the way for establishing partnership, cooperation and economic integration between Iraq, its neighbors and the brotherly nations. On the sidelines of the Baghdad conference, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met with the Kuwaiti Prime Minister Sheikh Sabah al-Khalid al-Ahmad al-Sabah. President al-Sisi held the historical ties that bind Egypt and Kuwait, confirming that Egypt is keen on boosting bilateral cooperation on all levels. The meeting dealt with the exchange of views on a number of regional files of common interest. In separate meeting, the President met with Qatari Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. During the meeting, the two sides agreed on the importance of continuing consultation and working to advance relations between the two countries during the next stage. French President Emmanuel Macron on Sunday visited Iraq's northern city of Mosul, which suffered widespread destruction during the war to defeat the Daesh terrorist group in 2017. More details follow.
French President Emmanuel Macron on Sunday visited Daesh group's former Iraqi stronghold Mosul, a day after vowing to keep troops in the country. In a speech at the devastated city's Church of Our Lady of the Hour, which the UN's cultural agency UNESCO is working to restore, Macron urged Iraq's religious communities to work together to rebuild the country. Macron made the commitment for France to stay put in Iraq during a regional summit in Baghdad largely devoted to the fight against Daesh and the impact of the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan as the US withdraws. Macron also made a stop at the site of Mosul's An-Nouri Mosque, which Daesh's group blew up in June 2017. UNESCO is now organizing a vast project to rebuild it almost identically with its famed leaning minaret. The mosque and church are part of 3 reconstruction projects led by UNESCO and funded by the United Arab Emirates to the tune of $50 million. The initiative, called Reviving the Spirit of Mosul, the largest in the organization's history, includes plans to rebuild Ottoman-style heritage. This is part of a European-funded project. The French president on Friday visited the Shiite Muslim shrine of Imam Musa al-Qazim in northern Baghdad district of Kadhimiya, accompanied by Iraqi Prime Minister Mustafa al-Khadimi. It was the first such visit for a French president. Macron met young Iraqis, including entrepreneurs and students at the University of Mosul. He also visited Erbil, capital of the autonomous region of Iraqi Kurdistan.
Egypt's coronavirus cured cases rose to 237,817 people after 432 more patients left quarantine hospitals. Reviewing the daily tally on the domestic viral caseload, the health ministry reported 251 new infections and 8 new deaths. The figure brings the total number of infected people to 287,644, including the mentioned recoveries and fatalities to 16,714. At least one region in Germany is planning to impose tougher